this isn't going to be an easy one. It's an hour till kickoff, but I'm fucking 40 minutes away from the stadium. I just lost track of time. I had I had to get showered, had to get some food, I had to kind of you know, refresh and restock on stuff I've been using over the Camino. Every time you're in a city, you've really got to take advantage of all the shops that are around, so I'm going to get myself up as quick as possible, but maybe not as much fan interaction as I was kind of planning. So the good news with this one is I don't need to bother going through the history of the club and stuff like that, because I did that last time, so I can just focus purely on this match, which is a big one, part of the relegation battle. We'll start with Ibiza, the visitors. Betty didn't know Ibiza had a team. Only founded 8 years ago in 2015. They've done quite well to rise quickly through the leagues. However, if they lose tonight, or whenever they next lose, and Santander can gain points, then they're confirmed relegation back down to the third tier. So for them it's all or nothing, inevitably nothing, but they'll be well up for it, that's for sure. When I last came to you, Santander were in 18th place, fighting relegation. I can confirm they're still in 18th place, fighting relegation and just consistently matching the results of whoever is below them. So it was Ponferradina last time. They've kind of dropped off a bit, and Malaga, obviously ex-La Liga club, have kind of had a rejuvenation. They look down and out for most of the season, and they've kind of had a bit of a revitalisation with their results. However, Racing have a 5-point cushion between them and Malaga, and there's been a few occasions I've been trying to keep an eye on the relegation battle. Malaga will get a freak result, for example, and then just Santander time and time again managed to match it. For example, last week when I was in Ibiza on the Friday, that Sunday Granada had the chance to beat Santander and go top of the league as Eibar dropped points, and Santander went on 1-1-0. Batterino scored. So yeah, they just keep pulling these results out and just doing whatever it takes to stay in 18th place, no further and no lower. To give some context on the gap between the two clubs, as a whole 15 points between Ibiza, who are second bottom. They were absolutely flat bottom for most of the season, and then Lugo were having a stinker as well. And Ibiza kind of managed to pull some results together, so they're second bottom, but 15 points away. They've scored about the same number of goals as Racing Santander in the early 30s, but have conceded a whole 20 more, which is why they're so much further down the table. If I thought it was tiring last time I was here walking the hills of this city, 200 kilometres later on this trip, it's definitely tiring walking the hills of this city. Game's got real potential to be very different from last time. Last game was about 12 to 13,000 people in attendance. This game, when I was last looking, there was like 1,500 tickets left. So I was travelling with some friends today, 5 Americans and a French guy, and I was like, I'm going to this football game, or you guys want to get tickets? And they were having a look, and gosh, there was like so few left. So I checked out the Santander Instagram page, and they'd put up a post saying, yeah, only 1,500 tickets left at the start of the day. So we're potentially going to go from 12,000 people's atmosphere last time, which was incredible, to 22,000 this time. Yeah, to 22,000 people this time, so impressive. They're yet to release the team sheets for tonight, but I know that Jordi Mbula, who scored twice the last time I was here, he's potentially back from injury after a whole month out, so he'll be a big addition if he is fully fit again. Ibiza come here with 5, 6, 7 first team players out injured. They're having a terrible time injury wise, so you know, I can't see anything other than a Santander victory here, but that's not how football works. It can be absolutely anything. For Ibiza, Javi Serrano's on the pitch, so I've seen 4 games in Spain in the last 2 months, and each game's featured an Atletico Madrid B player on loan, so I really think I'm doing my bit for the youth scouting for my club's future. But yeah, no, it'll be good to see him, it'll be good to see the game anyway. It's going to be a harder challenge than last time to kind of video. There was plenty of kind of seats kicking around last time, plenty of spaces to get the camera through, whereas I'm potentially kind of crammed in here, so I'll do the best I can for the view. I was a bit of a dumbass and booked the exact same seats as I did last time, rather than find a different view. I'm not too sure why I did that, almost like nostalgia, and then after I'd booked it I kind of thought about it and I was like, why didn't I try somewhere else just to make the videos a bit different? So it's going to be another Santander game. It's going to be similar to the last video, so if you enjoyed that one, then hopefully you'll enjoy this one too. Okay, I'm about 10 minutes to the stadium. I've dragged all these guys to the game, so I'm going to go and meet them for a drink or two beforehand. I don't know what tickets they got. I don't think there was anything left in my stand, so they're probably in the stand opposite, but I'll at least get to chill out with them a little bit before the match, and then, you know, go our separate ways. I'm interested to see how they'll enjoy it, and I'm interested to see how the atmosphere is. I hope it's not a, you know, 0-0 in the rain, you know, a KG relegation battled kind of game. I hope there's a bit more kind of gusto to it to, you know, just give a good impression basically. But yeah, get myself to the stadium and then I'll probably start recording once I'm in there. I realised I got my ticket on the wrong side of the bloody stadium. I'm way over at the south instead of the north. It was easy last time because it wasn't a sellout, so I could get a seat down there, whereas now it's almost a sellout. So I'm going to hang about a little bit and see if I can get a seat down at the north end, because that's where the noise is really. But idiots, idiots. Santander. I managed to sit next to my American friends and I was worried, I was really worried that I'd recommended it's made them fork out the money for the tickets and it would disappoint, and it really just hasn't disappointed at all. I've come to realise the difference between El Sardinero with 12,000 people in it and El Sardinero with just about 22,000 people. It's a it's full, pretty much, it's totally full. So the atmosphere is unreal. They're loving it, I'm loving it too. Yeah, well worth the ticket money for sure. In terms of the match, it was a delay getting into the match, and the match starting was a bit of a delay as well. The first good 20 minutes really were just in the middle third of the pitch, both teams kind of passing possession over. Santander clearly faster, a bit more quality on the ball compared to Ibiza, but it was, you know, right in the middle. First, I don't know, point of notice of the match was that Pisella got injured in about the 19th minute. Ruben Alves, who I just said has come back from injury, he came on as a replacement, lasted about 10-12 minutes, and then he also had to go off, and he went off on a stretcher. So that could be a proper double blow in the centre defensive side of things with Santander in a, you know, crunch time of the league. So I'll keep my eyes on the newspapers to see you know, what replacements they've got, but it can't be much. Those are their two starting centre backs that are now off injured. And then just as I was getting worried it was going to be a 0-0 game, Rocco Baturina manages to pick a chance out of very little, to be honest. He's got it on the half turn and he manages to hit it into the top corner. I can't quite remember if it was following a free kick or a corner routine. It was from a cross anyway. It was at the stage where I actually can't really remember it because it didn't look like a threat, but it's the kind of striker he is. He manages to turn nothing into something, and he got the goal in the 30th minute mark, and that was when Ruben Alves went off injured. Following that, there's been a few points in the match, but the one thing to note off, yet again, I'm going to wax lyrical about it, is the atmosphere. There was one chant in particular where all the ultras in the north stand were kind of like asked the stadium to be quiet, be quiet, be quiet, so it was silent. And then the drum went, and then that signalled everyone to start chanting at once, and it was deafening. It was tremendous. I don't know if I got it on camera, but it was brilliant. So yeah, not much happening in the game other than that, but the atmosphere makes it all the worthwhile. I'm going to leave a quick 20-second segment to Ibiza. I'm really confused because, so let's say, both attacks have scored the same amount of goals this season. You would not guess that looking at the two of them. Ibiza are so quick at dribbling with the ball. There's 4 players I can think of that at some point in the match have taken it past 2 Racing players, and you're like, so I was like, you know, great, perfect, they burst into space, and then you're asking them to come up with some sort of final ball, but as soon as Ibiza enter the final third, it's actually quite comically bad. Passes just flying astray. If they've had a shot, I can't remember it. It can't be a good one. The corner kicks have been, I think they've had 2 of them. Both of them hit the first man from the same side, and it's like, it's quite comically bad from their point. And want to hold too much criticism. They're a new team. They're only 8 years old. They're doing well to be in the Segunda. However, it's clear to see that they're not up to this quality this year. So when they get relegated, it'll be for the best for them. They can go back down, regroup, rebuild, come back with more strength. Second half's kicked off. I'm going to get myself back to my seat that isn't really my seat. We've all kind of just crammed ourselves into some spare ones. One of the fans actually, when they were celebrating, broke a seat off at the north stand and chucked it on the pitch. Now a guy came and picked up, like a worker for the stadium, came and picked it up and he put it in this little corner, and I'm going to see if I can grab hold of it and take it back. At least I'm going to think about it. It would be a bit of a daft thing to drag another 600 kilometres, but how many people can say they've got a seat from El Sardinero in the football collection? Not many people. So I'm going to think about it. we'll see how stupid I'm feeling. Giving a fair headphone warning again, the whistles are coming now and at other points in the rest of the video. Right, I've low-key snuck in because I really wanted to see the stadium empty, so we'll do this really quickly. Honestly, second half, Racing just saw the game out. There was nothing much happening at all. Ibiza could have played for the rest of the season and just in this one game and not scored a goal. They did not really come close at all. What was nice was actually seeing Nolito come on, ex-Sevilla, Man City player, Celta Vigo player. He came on at the end, so it was nice to see a famous face, I suppose. But honestly, Racing professionally just saw the game out. It was really nothing much more to say than that. They actually had a penalty, which I still think was a penalty. It showed a bad quality replay on the TV screens up there. I still think it was a penalty, like quite clearly, but Spanish refs, man. Spanish refs are something else, I don't know, they see things that nobody else sees. But yeah, like honestly, I think if I wasn't with Atletico de Madrid already, I think I'd just totally fall in love with this place. The atmosphere is just electric. I know I've only been twice, but that's what football's like. You just fall in love with places. It doesn't take a lot. Just the songs, the colours, the fact the whole stadium joins in. It's not just a little section. I mean, obviously the ultras are kind of got the consistency, but the whole stadium joins in when they need to. It's just a brilliant club for a brilliant city, and hopefully they'll continue this form and stay up. They deserve it. The club's much bigger than certainly the third tier. It's bigger than the second tier too. In terms of more football though, until I get to Asturias, which has Sporting Gijón and Real Oviedo, Cantabria doesn't really have any big football teams. There's maybe going to be a couple really small local teams. I've been doing a few local stadium reviews, like 2 days ago in Laredo. I was able to go in and video some of the training session for the first team. It was really impromptu. I didn't want to push my luck, so I didn't get too involved, but I had a real good time, you know, being around a professional football team with a camera. But yeah, in terms of football games, I don't know what I'm going to see. Maybe next weekend I'll find something, but yeah, there's nothing else in Cantabria, and until you get to Asturias with Gijón and Oviedo, there's not going to be much. So yeah, thanks for watching. Vamos Racing as always, and El Sardinero, you've got to come. You've really got to come. It's one of the best in Spain, definitely.